today we are discussing the starting point of your examination, which is very important. Because, if you go wrong here, even if you are prepared, your candidature will be cancelled. And every year I come across a lot of students who do a lot of blunders in their application from even after telling so many times. So please listen all the instructions carefully. So when we're talking about this UPSC form filling, this is the starting point of your preparation, right? If something goes wrong here, doesn't matter if you're prepared well, if your prelim is very good, you will not be allowed to sit in the exam. And specifically seeing past events which have happened. So UPSC from the last year, it has been taking lot of extra measures to ensure that your the application form which is being filled by students, there are no discrepancies, there is no forgery, right? There is no dishonesty. So lot of changes have been done, which makes it a little complex also. But when you are, after this session, when you're going back, please fill your form very, very carefully. Keep your all senses open, right? Sit in a calm environment without any noise. Read every entry which you are doing very carefully, right? Check the spellings twice. Check whether you have written same as it is there in your official documents. Because after it has been submitted, especially your URN registration, we'll discuss what is URN registration. It becomes very difficult and tedious how to re-register, and if you'll see your helplines related to your UPSC, they're not very prompt in reply, right? That you file a grievance today and in next 12 hours or 10 hours or 24 hours they'll reply. Sometimes they don't even reply that also. So it's the onus is on you to be extremely careful. Listen to the all detailed instructions today. You're giving exam this year, you're giving exam next year also, right? Still you be ready with your documents. You should have proper information that how the form has to be filled, right? So first step is obviously you go to the UPSC's official site, and on the official site you will find out that for your CSC there will be these three options. First you have to create an account and login, right? General account creation will be there, right? So this you will have to just give your phone number, email ID, password, and you will log in through it, right? You will create a account like you do in general, various websites also, e-commerce websites, your OTT platform. You put your phone number, you get a OTP, right? You put a password, and then your account is created, and then you log in into it. Now, once this is done, this is very simple, right? Now comes the next and most important part, that is universal registration. Now, if you want, once you proceed from here, go and check these instructions, right? I'll be telling anyhow all the things which are required for filling the form, but still from your side, it's very important to read. Now, your exam is near. Mostly you are already, in a study mode, you're working very hard, and you feel anything outside studying is a waste of time, but this is not waste of time. Even if it takes good 2 hours, 3 hours to fill your application form, it is absolutely okay, right? Also your future UPSC applications which you will be filling will depend on this. So don't rush, don't keep it on the last day. Give enough time to read everything, read instructions carefully. Any confusion is there, even after the session, or tomorrow or day after, whenever you're filling your form, you can message me up, you can meet me. But be very careful. Don't treat it as something as a extra thing in the exam. This is the most important thing. If this goes wrong, everything is a waste. right? Say for example, in your prelim exam, if you're not circling the bubbles properly, your entire attempt is a waste. If you feel something wrong and then you feel that, oh, I've written something wrong, nothing can be done at that point. No amount of your any applications to UPSC won't. So be careful. Don't treat it as a waste of time. This is the most important thing, right? Cross check it. Have your father, mother, sibling, somebody cross check also. Sometimes we write thinking something and something else is written. So cross check it. Try to ask somebody before you save, lock, or submit. Ask someone to recheck your credentials which you have filled. Cross check with your basic documents which you are carrying. Please don't take it lightly, because there are a lot of even after today's session there will be still students who will be coming up, I did this mistake, I can not really help at that point of time. Then you have to rely on UPSC. Probably I'll have to re-register. Then again, a person re-registering on different mobile numbers, emails, again creates a different set of problems. So don't do that for yourself, and use a phone number and an email ID which you are using, not some defunct or some non-functional email ID. That is also very important, right? Anyhow, so next will be your universal registration after you make an account and log in into it. Instructions you can read. Now after this you proceed for your universal registration process. Now this is very important, right? Now in this universal registration process, first step, is it visible or there is a glare on the screen? Is it visible? Is it visible now? So the first point in the universal registration process is identity profile. Here you have to enter your details about your personal identity, your name, your gender, your date of birth, your father's name, your mother's name, or your guardian's name if applicable, right? And be very careful when you are writing all these credentials. Now, one question is that if my mother's name or my father's name, say for example, in certain certificates, your name or your father's name, the middle name is written as a, it's just written, say for example, K in between, and in some certificate that K is elaborated, whatever that K stands for. So in these cases where different documents are having different names, and I'm talking about the 10th certificate and your Aadhaar card. If there is a discrepancy, because these two documents will be used, right? So if there is a discrepancy between your Aadhaar and what is there in your 10th certificate, say for example, there was a student, say for example, a student's name in your, for example, hypothetically, this is his name on the 10th certificate, right? But in the Aadhaar, this is elaborated as this, right? Now, UPSC is being little strict about these cases. So what you have to do is you have to file a gazette notification in which you have to declare that this person and this person is same and attach it with your form, upload it with your form. This is very important because the infamous incident of Pooja Khedkar, this only happened. When she filed multiple applications, somewhere she had written only first name of her father. Next year, she had written surname and only the middle name. And in next few, she had written the name, middle name and surname. And because of this, she was able to fool the system. So now they are very particular with this thing. They have to be totally sure that this is the right person. So if there is a discrepancy between your 10th matriculation certificate and Aadhaar card, you have to file for a gazette notification declaring that this person and this person are same. Right? Are we clear here? So your identity, and same can happen with your parents' name also. Right? So that also you will have to file a gazette notification declaring this person and this person are the same individuals. This is very important. Please don't take it lightly. Right? Then next you have to, second is you have to furnish your Aadhaar or any photo, valid photo identity. Valid photo identity here stands for your voter card, right? Or your passport. But UPSC has mentioned that for easier processing, Aadhaar is preferable, right? So try to put your Aadhaar card only so that your authentication is more simpler. You can put voter ID, right? You can put your passport, right? In case you haven't made, for example, usually everybody has an Aadhaar card, but still, in case you don't have it and time is very less, so you can go for other valid photo identity also, where your name, father's name, your address is given. Like PAN, not, you don't use your PAN card, your voter ID or your passport. But preferable is your Aadhaar ID. Right? So first is you have to write about yourself, your date of birth, your mother's name, your father's name. If there is anything, you have to have a gazette notification. Second is you have to have your valid photo identity proof, preferably Aadhaar card, right? Then third step comes, you have to put your 10th certificate, matriculation certificate, very important, right? Here you have to fill about your board name, your roll number and year of passing, right? Whatever credentials they have asked. Now here, if there is a discrepancy between any information which is here and Aadhaar card, again repeating the same thing, gazette notification, right? You have to just put an ad in the newspaper that this person is same as this person, right? So these are important. Don't take it lightly that okay, chalta hai, it's okay, I am the same person, I've put up Aadhaar card, photo on my Aadhaar card and my matriculation certificate is same, although it won't be same. How you looked on your 10th certificate, you were just hardly 15 years old and now you will be different, right? So this chalta hai attitude will not work in the application form. So please be careful while you are filling, right? Sometimes there have been examples that middle name sometimes have in certain certificate is put in the front and in Aadhaar it is in the middle. So please cross check any discrepancy. Please immediately take the action as told, right? Now with this, you will complete your universal registration process. Now certain important things about universal registration process is that when you are talking about your universal registration certificate, what should a candidate do if the name in universal, this is I have taken from UPSC so that you are confused. What should a candidate do if the name in the universal registration details is different from 10th certificate? The system will ask whether, and the system will be asking you that whatever name you have filled in the universal registration process, does it match the name on 10th certificate? If the candidate selects no, the system will ask whether the candidate has a gazette notification for name change and it will give you a space to upload it, right? So they have clearly mentioned it, right? So 10th certificate only, rest doesn't matter. There was a student who was asking me before that on birth certificate, that doesn't matter. 10th and Aadhaar and whatever you're filling in the form, that is most important, right? Then what if a candidate edits name, date of birth or gender? The Aadhaar photo ID details will be cleared automatically. If you edit anything that you have saved it but then you edit it, your Aadhaar etc will be automatically deleted. You again have to upload your Aadhaar as well as your photo ID. So these three things, they are very important. And the next thing is editing your universal registration number, URN, editing is only allowed once, only and only one time, right? You filled the wrong name and submitted, you filled without the middle name, date of birth somehow went wrong, right? Although you have to check, but in case something wrong has happened, you can edit only one time. After one time, it will not allow you to change, right? So instead of getting into these difficulties, check it 4 times, 5 times. URN is very important. Once submitted, only editing is allowed for your once the URN is generated, there is one-time facility for candidate to update or modify the universal registration number profile. Read and accept the mandatory declaration. Before editing the details, candidate must accept the following declaration. When you will put or you click the edit option of your URN after submission, before submission you can do anything. But once you have submitted and now you have to edit it, they will ask you for a declaration. I want to update or modify details in my URN account, and I understand that I will not be able to update or modify my URN details at a later stage. So they have taken a declaration from you. You cannot file a case in the court that this was a human mistake, I should be given another chance. You have already given a declaration that I understand that if I edit it now, I won't be able to edit it at a later stage. So please fill it very carefully. Use it on a proper laptop or computer. Don't do it on your mobile phone. Don't do it while you are laying on the bed or at night. Just sit properly in the morning with a clear mind, with a larger screen in front of you, laptop or iPad or whatever you are using, but not mobile phone, right? Use proper desktop, fill it properly, check it twice, ask someone to check it, cross check it with your certificates, then only save and submit to generate a URN number, right? Yes, are we clear here? Yes, any doubt up till now? Okay. Now, if you want to update the universal registration number, you go to the website and there will be an option, update my data. It's not clearly visible. I'll just write it down here. In the taskbar, there will be an option which is update my data, this option. And if you scroll down, click it and scroll down, here it is written, update URN. But don't come to this situation where you have to update it. But in case you do, the option is like this, right? Okay. Now, next is your common application form, right? Next to your URN, you will have to fill this common application form. So, this is your universal, this I'll share it with you. It is not very clear. Universal registration, where your identity, name, gender, date of birth, mother, father, your matriculation board profile, and your Aadhaar or photo ID has been done. Second step is your common application form, right? Now, in the common application form, first, personal profile, parent profile, social category, disability profile will be there, address will be there, education, employment, achievement. These are common things, right? In your personal profile, you have to write down about your name, date of birth, etc. Again, the same thing you have to repeat.
Calling emergency services.
So in between, you have to do the personal profile and then your parents' profile, their name, right? Mothers and father, again check it with your 10th certificate and there should not be any discrepancy. Then your social category, general, OBC, SC. We'll discuss about this at a later level, your eligibility and how and which certificates you have to produce if you are SC, ST or OBC. Then disability profile. If you have a benchmark disability, you have to mention it, right? And then obviously you'll have to upload a certificate also that you have certain benchmark your disabilities which have been approved by the doctor, right? Then your education profile, your 10th, 12th, your graduation or post graduation if you have done, and then your employment experience, where you are working, your temporary or your permanent, right, on probation, whatever, you have to fill it that. Then these, one added thing is, previously UPSC never used to ask about achievements, but it used to be there in your detailed application form for your mains, where they used to ask about extracurricular activities, your achievements, etc. But this year, from the last year, they've started asking during the prelim exam itself, right? So you can write whatever are your achievements, but these things you will be allowed to edit in your DAF form also when it will later on come. So there's no problem here. Even your cadre preference, you will be given a window to update it in case you want to improve, change your cadre or service preference. That's a later thing. Anything which you are doing here, few things, they are editable later on. But URN is something which is fixed, right? Then previous exam profile, any exam you have given, UPSC exam, even prelim exam if you have given, you have to write down, produce the roll number, etc. Right? So this will be your common application you will be giving. Now next important thing is that you can fill on your own, there won't be much problem there. Important thing is you have to upload your photo. When it comes to uploading your photograph, you have to remember there are two types of photos which have to be uploaded. One is in a format and one is a live photo, right? Live photos using the same device you are filling the form. There will be an option in which you can click on the camera option and there will be a uploading of live. So there are two types of photos. Now first photo which you have to upload, it should be in a JPG format and a file size of 20 KB to 200 KB will be there. Anyhow, it will not allow you to upload if it is beyond this and if the format is not same. So no PDF format, right? Only JPG format should be there of the photograph. Then second important thing is, just, is this photo visible? So your photo should look like this, right? To upload photo, you must ensure photo has 3/4 of the face coverage, right? Not from a zoomed out position, right? But your face should cover 3/4 of it, and it means face must cover at least 75% of the area in the photograph. Background has to be white, right? Now you don't have to sign on the photograph, you don't have to add anything on the photograph. Just 75% of your passport size photo should be filled by your face, right? So you can see here the person's, the coat or the shirt he's wearing, it is barely visible. Major part of the photograph is your face, right? And if you go to the photographer also, you can tell him, or usually they know, because for your visas for lot of countries, the requirement is this only, that 75% of face should be visible. So it won't be much problem, and you can explain him, give this sample photo. UPSC has also uploaded that I want a photograph like this, and do not draw anything, don't add any date, whatever, but it should be recent, right? Now say you wear spectacles, you can, or if you'll be wearing spectacles to your examination center, please wear spectacles in your photograph, but make sure there is no glare on your glasses, because if glare will be there, your eyes will be hidden. So your photograph should be clicked in such a manner that there is absolutely no glare. So what you can do is, probably if you are having a very higher power, so the lenses are thick and usually glare will come. It's my personal suggestion. You can go to optician. You can get for some time, you can ask him, request him a 0 number glass, which is very thin, and the possibility of glare will be less. Rest you ask your photographer, he'll be knowing everything, how to prevent the glare, how to do that. Don't edit the photo, don't add filters. Whatever you look like, please, your photo should be the same as you are in last 3-4 months, whatever you look like when you go to your examination center, right? So if you're going with glasses, click a photograph with glasses, but avoid any glare or flash on your eyes. That is very important, right? Then the photograph should be plain white, right? Although the sample which they gave, it has a blue background, but you have to make sure it should be white, no other color, only white, right? Then don't make, just your photograph a little smile, no expression like frowning, or your any kind of weird expressions should not be there. It's mentioned in UPSC form, right? Just a normal stoic face, right? A little smile probably, that's it, right? Then the frontal view of full face should be visible, head in the centers, and both ears should be visible. This is also important. If you are covering 75% of face, it means your ears should also be visible. Don't wear sunglasses, mask, or any kind of things which might mask your ears or your face. That is not allowed, right? So these are certain instructions in the form which have been given with respect to uploading of photographs. Then next, other things which are given is your shadows on the face or the background should not be there. Photograph is not to be signed. Again, I have told, even if I'm telling now, again students will come, should I sign it, should I write a date beneath it? They have not asked for it, right? If you are not confident, go back to the full instruction pages. I've taken all the instructions from there. It's given specifically. I've only just picked up instructions which are relevant, which are important, right? Which will be a deciding factor whether your photo is valid or not. Rest, if you want everything into for detail, general instruction for UPSC form, you will find out in your official website also, right? Okay. Eyes must be open, edges of the face clearly visible, ears should be visible. Photo with dark background or in uniform or eyes hidden under colored or dark glasses will not be acceptable. Dark glasses. If you are wearing a prescription, and in prescription glasses, some people sometimes wear photochromatic glasses. Don't wear that, right? Simple lens, so that your identity can be verified, right? So these things you have to remember while you are uploading photograph. Clicked one. Next is your live photograph. Now, live photograph shall be mandatory for submission of application of any form. Photograph is not to be signed. Again, no digital signing here. Candidate may use view photo option to verify the uploaded image, right? Then you can capture it from a device, right? Whatever you're filling the form, you can just click on the option. It will open the camera and you can click it. Lot of websites you might have seen, it has a photo verification options. So you have to use their option, camera will open, it will click your photograph, and then it will save it and you can view it for verification. In case you don't think it is proper, you can again do it again and just try to see the most fit photo. You can go for the live one, right? Then you can capture it from your mobile also. How? There is a QR code given, right? You scan it. When you scan it, the camera will open and then you can click it, and it better is you do it from the device only, right? From wherever you are filling. So, and then through that you capture through a mobile device. So two types of photograph. One, you have to click it in a studio and then upload its digital form only. Second is while you're filling the form, at that moment live photograph has to be uploaded, right? Then next come uploading of signatures. There has to be signatures in this format, 3 signatures, 1 2 3, proper spacing, in proper orientation. It should not go like this and this and this, right? In a proper line. So if you are, say for example, if you are signing here, in similar direction they should be, right? Proper spacing, probably I have not given a spacing here. Proper spacing has to be there when you are doing your signature, right? Now do it on a white paper, right? And you have to use black ink. Very important. Read every instruction very carefully, right? Because after that you will come, ma'am, I have done it with red pen, blue pen, what should I cannot do anything. Read it. Then it's your problem. When it's been told in the class, when it's given in the instruction and you're still not following it, there might be possibility that okay, they don't care about that, but again that is a exception. When they have clearly mentioned it, white paper, no ruled paper, no black paper, no red paper, white paper in a proper direction, right? And proper spacing, and 3 signatures have to be there, right? Then scan all the signatures into a single image, not on different papers. Same paper, 1 2 3, sign it, click a photograph and upload it, right? Now the signature quality, it should be clear, sharp and well lit, not blurred, not dull, right, or dark. Contain exactly 3 signatures, not more than 3 signatures. Signatures should be arranged vertically, one over the another, right? Proper orientation, not rotated or upside down, right? Say for example, some people have a signature which go in this, sometimes they write it like this. Some people have signatures like that, like when they sign it, it goes in upward direction. But while you are doing this, try it as in a vertical direction. There is spacing and they are placed one over another. On white sheet, click a photograph and upload it. Uploading instructions are same, where it should not be, the file should not be more than 20 kb, between 20 kb to 100 kb, and the image dimensions should be 350 to 500 pixels. Is it necessary to upload the photo with name? And no, they have not given a instruction about that, so you don't need to. Just 1 second. Yes, so these are certain instructions with respect to your signatures, right? So first of all, you have to log in, make an account. Next step is URN, Universal Registration Number, which will have your general details, name, father's name, mother's name, Aadhaar, 10th certificate. Second will be common application form, where there will be you have to describe your basic identity, your date of birth, your father's name, mother's name, disability certificate, your category, general, SC, ST or OBC, and then other your previous examination of UPSC which you have given. And then in this third stage will be where you will upload a photograph. Second, you will upload your uh, live photograph, and then you will put up your signatures. right? Yes, are we clear here? Any doubt? Now, next important thing comes, we'll come back to the option of community certificate. Now, when we're talking about community certificate, SC, ST, OBC. So, if you belong to any of these category, so what happens is, to get the reservation, your state administration gives you a certificate, right? You are from Telangana or you are from AP, your local tehsildar or your DM, it should not be below tehsildar, above tehsildar and tehsildar, they issue your certificate. Now the thing is, when you are issued the certificates, it is in the format of your state. Say for example, it might have Government of Telangana, it will have a stamp, etc., and then it will mention the things. Like this, every state has its own format. Your state of UP will have a different picture, different color background. Your Karnataka state will have different kind of color scheme and font, etc. So UPSC doesn't want that certificates should be, having different formats, different wordings. So what they have done is, they have prescribed certain standard formats, right? So first step, if say for example, if you are a candidate who has not used your community certificate or reservation ever before, so your first step automatically obviously is go to your state, get your go to your local administration, get your certificate made. They will give it to you in their own format. And if you have it already, second step will be, you convert or you ask them that, see, this is the certificate I have. I am eligible for SC, ST or OBC reservation. Now I need the same certificate in this format, and they will give it to you. The certificate which you have issued by the state government, you should not upload the same. You have to do it in the format which is given by the UPSC. So say for example, for your other backward classes, this is the certificate you have to produce. The same language should be there, right? This is to certify that Shri Srimati Kumari, son and daughter, village, district, state, union, territory. Then another important thing is, your community should be in central list. There are certain communities which are included in the SC, ST only for the state list. They are not eligible for reservation. Your community's name should be in the central list. Go online, check for the central list, find out the number where your community is. Right? Everybody has, even in SC, there are innumerable communities. In OBCs also, there are too many communities. So check it in the central list, right? And then get the certificate made. Be very careful about that. So this format is given signature and the designation of person, not below tehsildar. Right? Tehsildar and above tehsildar, your district administration can issue the certificate. If you go to them, right, they will not create any problem. Just simply ask them, this is the UPSC, I have applied for it, I need this certificate. They usually give it. Certain states I have seen that they usually, what they do is, say for example, the state government, you'll get this form, don't worry, we'll share it on the group, you'll get it. If you go through the Telangana, say for example, you're belonging to certain state, you have the state OBC certificate or SC certificate, usually there is a number at the top. There will be a number, certificate number, say for example 23567, right? The certificate which is given by the state in their format. So some state administrations, what they do is, they ask you that we will add a line here. Sometimes they say, sometimes, that we will add that this format or this certificate has been produced in reference to certificate number 23567. So there's no problem. Don't panic that they're adding an extra line, right? My candidature will get cancelled. It's okay. They're just saving, they are just making it sure that it is not misused. So they might add. Certain administration do that. I've seen it in lot of states where they have added this line. There's no problem. But this format should remain same. Your states, again I'm repeating, your state certificates should not be uploaded. Only and only community certificate in the format which they are giving. Even if you today go online, just type UPSC community certificates. It will lead to a link on the official website, and it has all the formats for SC, ST, OBC, EWS also, right? So for all of them, disability also, if you are applying for it, right? Disability, you will need a doctor's this certificate. So all the designated authorities who can release the certificate, everything is given on UPSC website, right? So don't put your state government format certificates, right? That if you don't have a certificate, first get that certificate from your state government and then ask same certificate, please give me in this format, and they will give. There will be absolutely no problem, right? Yes, are we clear? Any doubt? So these are few things which you should remember while you are filling your community. Now another thing is, when it comes to OBC certificate, usually most of the state, the certificates are valid only for 1 year, right? So don't put expired certificates. They should be at least eligible till the last closing date of prelims. It should be at least eligible till then, right? Till the time, say for example, last date of filling is, what is the last date of filling? 24th February. So till 25th February, if it is eligible, it is fine. But if it has expired on say 20th February, then you will have to get a new certificate, and then in the format given by UPSC. Most of the OBC certificates, I think almost all the states, because OBC category determination depends upon your last three uh, income tax returns, other income, etc. Right? So some states have 1 year eligibility, some have 2, and some have 3. Just check your state's eligibility till when the certificate is valid. Please see the date properly. It should be valid till the closing of the application, right? Yes, are we clear here? Now second important thing is, it should be in the central list. Go online, check central list of SCs. They will give state wise. Click on your state. Whole list will emerge. Check where is your community there. Third problem which usually comes is with OBC eligibility. Lot of students are confused about your eligibility of OBC. Now OBC reservation is, it has certain guidelines which you have to see to establish whether you are in the OBC non-creamy layer, right? Other backward classes have been divided into creamy layer. Creamy layer are not eligible for OBC reservation. Your name might be in the central list, but if you are a creamy layer, I'll tell you the definition of creamy layer. You won't be getting the reservation. Second is non-creamy layer. Is it visible to the online students, or should I shift the content little bit towards the left side? Okay. Now, just 1 second, I'll just write it in the center. So OBC, there will be creamy layer anyone who is eligible for OBC, please go through it, listen clearly. Creamy layer are not eligible for reservation. Who is creamy layer? I will discuss in few minutes. Non-creamy layer, yes, eligible. Right? So now when we are talking about creamy layer, if your parents are in a government job, state or central, if they are in group A service or group B, direct recruitment, directly recruited to group A or directly recruited to group B. Direct recruitment means when they started their job, they were group A. Say for example, when you will clear UPSC exam, that will be your direct recruitment to group A. Some people, they join as group B and then get promoted as group B. That is not direct recruitment. So if you are, and some get recruited as group C also. Say for example, you are group C inspector, and over time with promotions you become group B, and sometimes last year of your promotion, last year of your service, you might be in group A also, right? If you started very early in your job. So not just your father is in group A or group B, direct recruitment. If is in group A or group B of your parents, not yours. OBC reservation is based on your parent status, not on yours. If you're working in private sector, even if you are earning money, if you are earning even 40 lakhs per year, doesn't matter. It is on the basis of your parents. Reservation is given from a social justice perspective, that when you were young, you belong to a category which was backward. Your parents didn't have much resources to have given you best of the choices or opportunities or the resources. That is why we are giving you reservation. Now you have grown up with your own capability, working in private sector, earning money, doesn't matter. It's about your growing years. And what will decide that? Your parents' job. So if direct recruitees to group A, group B, wards of direct recruitees to group B or group A, you are not eligible for OBC reservation. When we come to SC reservation, doesn't matter, right? Your father might be in a constitutional position, group A, group B, C, D, any group, earning any amount of money, right? You will get SC reservation. Why? Because SC caste was seen as somebody which experienced lot of discrimination, had the discrimination via untouchability through centuries, and they had discrimination much more than OBC. OBC is your other backward classes which are socially and educationally backward, right? So caste wise major discrimination SCs had to face, so our constitution has given them this right for reservation. So your economic status doesn't matter for SC and ST, but there are certain rules when it comes to OBC and EWS reservation, right? So here your parents' job, not your job, or your parents are in some constitutional post, they are MP or MLA, right? Or they have been promoted to group B before 40, promoted to group B before 40 years of age. Again, why? Like I told you, that this is based on the resources, opportunities your parents could provide. If your parents got promoted before 40, it means now he had enough resources during your schooling, during your college time. So you are forward in nature now. Now you don't require reservation. I'm just giving you a rationale here so you can understand things not just from the point of view of filling, but what is the rationale here. So if you fall under this category, then you are non-creamy layer, you cannot apply for OBC certificate, right? Government job related, central or state. Yes, are we clear here? Then next comes the non-creamy layer. Direct recruitees in government jobs to Group C and Group D jobs. They are automatically in non-creamy layers. Now there is a myth that salary is seen. Salary is not seen. If the parents are direct recruitees to Group C and D, you are by default non-creamy layer. Salary is not seen, right? Now, if you are in Group C and Group D, your parents, salary is not considered. But if the income from other sources other than agriculture is more than 8 lakh rupees, then you are creamy layer. This you have to remember. Other sources might be rent, right? Or other some businesses there, right? So, or money coming from anywhere, or pension sometimes, right? Not pension, sometimes your father has just retired, right? Or in the, he has retired and he has got a large amount of gratuity and pension fund. So that year the income rises from the other source a lot. So you might become creamy layer. Now, again, one thing you have to remember, if you are seeing it from the other sources, salary is not counted, skip that. Salary doesn't matter. You're checking other sources. Last 3 years, ITR returns is seen. Now, your parents' form number 16A of income tax has to be produced for last 3 years. Very essential. If your parents have not filed income tax, please ask them to do backdated returns. Because this will determine what has been their income from other sources. Right? And if your father is in private job, then it is more important. Right? Because your salary will be seen then. I'll discuss that point later on. Now, here, last 3 years are seen. If consecutively the other sources income is above 8 lakh, consecutively, that every year it was above 8 lakh, then you are creamy layer. Say, for example, in last 2 years, it was above 8 lakh and then 1 year it was below 8 lakh. Then you are still non-creamy. So it has to be above 8 lakh for all 3 years to be considered as creamy layer. If one single year has less than 8 lakh rupees, you're still non-creamy. Right? Yes, are we clear here? So salary for government officials, only government officials, salary is not seen. Your other sources income is checked. It should not be above 8 lakh for 3 consecutive years. Second important point, your parents' ITR returns are very, even if your mother is a housewife, see, ITR is very good. You should be filing on a daily basis, even if you're filing zero, your, ITR returns. It's a very important document. So form number 16A of last 3 years should be attached. It is compulsory, right? It gives authenticity to your claim that this is my father's income. You cannot fill it by your whims and fancies. It will indicate it very clearly that, okay, this has been the sum of money, right? Yes, are we clear?
Submitting ITR for general students also applicable?
No. I'm just right now. I'm just talking about OBC. I'm not even talking about SC. I'm not talking about ST. I'm not talking about disabled category. ITR returns are important for OBC and EWS. But EWS, again, there is a different criteria. Right? Now, here, mother and father's incomes are not added separately. Right? Why this is important? Because in EWS, family income is seen, not individually. They do a total where your income will also be added. That is different from OBC. So they see a family total income because EWS is not based on social justice. It is based on economic status, that you are poor and you don't have a family income above 8 lakh rupees, then you are eligible for EWS. SC, ST, OBC is for social justice. So their criteria are different. But government has realized that in OBC certain forward castes are there. So for them, they have introduced certain things. Right? Now third category will be your parents have a private job. Now here in private job, their income from salary or whatever they are doing the business and from other sources, both should not be above 8 lakh. Here we didn't see salary if you are a government officer, but in private organization it is seen, right? Because in private organization there is no group A, group B, C, D classification, so they see it through the 8 lakh limit, right? Yes, are we clear here? OBC reservation is little difficult to understand. Sometimes you are eligible and you don't even know it, that I am eligible for it. You sometimes just see the salary of your government, if your parents are in government job, you just see the salary and then you figure out that it is 11 lakh. So you feel that you are not in the OBC category. If you have a right, please take it, right? Don't just see your eligibility criteria and you can apply it for the OBC certificate. And if you don't have OBC certificate, it doesn't take much time today. Today everything is online. They have a proper processing procedure. At max, they might take 5 to 6 days, but depending, just check it how many days they are asking. So everything is online today. After that online certificate, then you might have to go manually and ask them for this format, because that will not be available online. But check your eligibility criteria specifically for OBC and EWS very carefully, because OBC and EWS are under the radar the most, because most of the forgery happens in your OBC and EWS category, because you can fudge the numbers, you can change the incomes, lot of things can happen. For SC ST it's simple. If it is in the central list, you are SC, you are ST. Even in the disability category, check if you are under the benchmark disability criteria given. You have proper certificate from a doctor, right? So all these things, because here most of the your wrong cases of forgery or manipulation of the certificate usually happens in this criteria, because in India it's very easy to do such kind of things. So sometimes your valid candidates suffer because of these people. So don't leave any space for confusion or suspicion. Be very clear with your documents, right? In prelim, sometimes if they feel that ITR is not proper, sometimes, not always, UPSC sends you a mail also. If they feel that they're not satisfied with this, they sometimes give you a chance that produce it in the mains exam, right? But ITR is not very difficult. Log in into your ITR account. Their previously filed income tax return option will be there. Just download the PDF files, upload it here, right? Form 16A, right? Yes, are we clear here?
Also, I have EWS certificate, but my parents doesn't submit a ITR return.
Just talk to your CA. Backdated things can also be done. It's important. ITR form is very essential, because see, if I am applying, I'll say I'm EWS. How do I prove it? Proving is done only through government documents, because you have filed or you have accounted for your income or something. So you just consult a CA, see if backdated ITRs can be done. ITR forms are very important for EWS and OBC, right? Please, without ITR, not for general category, you don't have to do anything. SC, you don't have to do anything. ST, you don't have to do anything. Just certificate. For OBC, EWS, ITR return forms are very important, right? Otherwise, how will you prove that this is your income? Only through your income tax forms only, right? So these are certain, things which you should remember. What if my sister is in group B? See, sister, brother, your job doesn't matter. Only father and mother, right? If somebody's parent, is deceased, right? So zero income will be there, right? Or say, for example, sometimes on compassionate ground, somebody's father is deceased and your sister or your brother has got the same job. Doesn't matter, right? Your parents' job, your parents' status is seen, not yours, not of your sister, right? Not of your brother, just your parents. My caste name is exceeding character limit any. Okay, so just put a mail on your UPSC's official website. Otherwise, in the central list, if you go, there are synonyms given for castes also. Sometimes there are 2-3 names for the similar caste. So probably just send a mail and ask them it is exceeding it, but you have to write the same caste which is there in the certificate. Should we upload the 16A? Yeah, there will be a space for uploading 16A. Now for OBC, is numbering before signature? Yeah, they have written, they've given an example 1, 2, 3. So you have to put number before the signatures, the 3 signatures, mark them by first, second, and third, right? This instruction we can keep every certificate. No, file name doesn't matter. You can name it anything. If my parents' income is through agriculture, still if ITR forms are there, agriculture income though is not included when that's deciding your status, but ITR for that is not filed, so that is okay. Can you please tell about ITR returns? Just talk to your CA about this. I don't have much knowledge that if you have not filed ITR, what to do. Just consult a good chartered accountant, he will tell you, right? And last 3 years, not just last year or last to last year, last 3 years should be there, right? So last 3 financial years, you have to produce your form 16, right? Any questions from here? Yes, any question you have, please ask. Self-employed, so that will come in the private thing only. Again, if you are going for OBC certificate, still you'll have to produce the ITR returns. For EWS also 3 years. Yes, for EWS also last 3 years. No, you don't need to that uploaded file. You can write it whatever name you want to put it for the car certificate. You can name it whatever way. Is it mandatory to see? Even if his income is less, income is 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 50,000. Still, you need something to prove. Proof will come for ITR forms only, right? Now, just check it once. Probably there is a provision that after prelims you can give ITR forms. Just check it once. Last year there was a provision. I forgot to check it again. But ITR forms, if you're giving mains, if you're going for interview, there is no way they will say that it's okay without ITR forms. And if you are preparing for 2027, if your parents are not filing returns, please ask them to file returns. Otherwise, see, there's no, if I tomorrow say and come and say that my parents' income is less than 8 lakh, all will come and say less than 8 lakh. How do we prove it? ITR forms. There is absolutely no other way to prove it, right? So this things should be kept in mind. See, this is not for general category. OBC and EWS, you don't need ITR forms. This is only to determine your status. So if you are in general category, nothing is extra is needed except from what is given. In OBC certificate, there is no information about for last. Eligibility, see, every state has different eligibility criteria. Just check if it is valid or not. I don't have ITR form of Father. If father is employed in government sector and drawing 10 lakh per annum and I work, yes, you won't be EWS because the family income is more than 10 lakh per annum. Then you cannot be an EWS. Right? So these are the things which need to be seen. Then plus with OBC certificate, along with the certificate, you also have to put a declaration form. Sorry, this was your declaration form and this was your, certificate, and this declaration you have to put in that I am so and so person, I am OBC non-creamy layer. So two things, one certificate and one declaration. This declaration just requires your sign. It is like an undertaking that whatever I have written is true, along with OBC, right? Just OBC certificate. General candidates, they don't have to worry. They just fill the form, that's it. Your 10 certificate, Aadhaar. This is just, ITR thing is just important for OBC and EWS categories. Rest you don't have to worry about it, right? Yes, are we clear here? Now, there are other instructions in the paper also for UPSC, CSE, but they are not very important right now. But they have introduced certain, changes with respect to repeaters. A lot of people clear exams, and then if, say, for example, somebody cleared in the first attempt and got, say, railway service. So now he is a general category student, he has 5 more chances. Right, and obviously he's young. If you are clearing in first attempt, you will be either 22 or 23 if you have just given after graduation. So what happens is these rankers keep on giving exam again and again. So this is a very positive change which UPSC has brought about to bring a level playing field. These people will be given only one chance, right, to write for a improvement paper, for rank improvement. And if they want to give another chance, then they'll have to resign and then give. And obviously nobody will resign. Otherwise, what used to happen is every year they were giving EOL, not joining the job. Every year they were just giving exams, right? So it creates a crunch of officers, and also for new people who just giving their first attempt, second attempt. It's a kind of a imbalance. Why? Because there are certain people who give 3 attempts also, 4 attempts also, but they're still aspirants. Once you have a job, you're very confident enough, right? You have a security. Now you're just giving for improvement. So your performance obviously will be better than other person because you don't have that tension that I don't have a job. So this creates a little imbalance. So UPSC has now introduced this. I feel this is a very good step. And anyhow, as before, if you are an IAS or your IFS, you were anyhow not allowed to give the improvement rank. But now for other services also, they've limited to just one chance. If you want to give more chance, resign and then give. Right? This is to limit the chances which people keep on giving, don't join the job, right? Wastage of your public resources, crunch of officers. So this is a good step forward when it comes to your changes which have been introduced. Then another part of the form is where you have to indicate the examinations you will be giving. If you're giving forest also, just mention about forest examination also. If apart from this CSC exam, if you're giving your IFS exam also, Indian Forest Service, just mention it in your application form, right? So these are other few things. Now, when it comes to your extracurricular activities or that hobbies point of view, please write your genuine things which you do. Don't put wrong things, don't bluff, don't be dishonest in that, whatever is there, right? Say for example, sometimes there might not be any achievement, it's okay, you can leave it empty, there's no problem in that, right? When you will come to DAF, They will ask you about, sports. All I'm talking now about the mains one, just giving you an example. So DAF, there is a section for sports. Now, I played sports, and they are asking about sports at a college level or that, not from school level. So, I played sports, but only till 8th standard. So, I had nothing for sports, and I left it empty. And it didn't, change any. Change with respect to anything that the board didn't like it. I had 184 marks, which are a good, pretty good score. So, doesn't matter if you don't write, but don't write wrong things, that you write some sport which you have not played, and you think that okay, I will just learn about the sports, because they will get to know it, something you play, you know smallest of things about that particular thing, right? And if you if you haven't played and you've written that I play this sport, sometimes they will ask you a very basic question about it, and you won't be knowing it. You have done just a deep research about it and you don't know something very basic, and you will get caught. And people who get 120, 130 marks in interview are these people only, sometimes 80, 90 also, because you are bluffing. You're not an honest person. They need people with honesty and integrity, not people who are lying at the first stage only and the application form only, right? Then with respect to your service preference, right? Service preference, cadre, and your hobbies, I told you, you'll get time after your prelims also, when once you clear it, but still you have to fill it. So when it comes to your service preference, see this IAS, IPS, IFS, it is clear. Mostly will be putting this. Some might have IPS as a first choice, and some people might have IFS. So these first three services, there is a clarity. Whatever order you want to fill, it is okay, right? Now, some people, and especially some of the female candidates, and it's a personal choice, they want IAS, but they're not interested in IPS or IFS, because IPS is a very tough job. It's a field job. It's a personal choice. I'm not saying females are not fit for IPS. It's a personal choice sometimes, right? We have a lot of wonderful IPS officer, but usually it is seen, because see, our socialization has been such as women. Sometimes we are not interested in IPS, and there are certain people who are not interested in IFS also, that I have to stay away from family, I have to stay out of India, I want to be here in my country, I want to have community, I will be isolated in a foreign country, right? So what you can do is, say for example, you want IS and you don't want these three. So what you can do is, below IS you can fill IRS, and then you can fill IPS. Anyhow, if you second option is IRS, right, you will get that, and you will miss this. Instead of putting IPS, IFS at 10 position 11, which comes, it's visible to the board member that why this person has put up IPS and IFS at the bottom. Just give it third or fourth number, in between insert IRS. So if you don't get IS, you will get IRS, or if in case you are not getting IRS, then anyhow you would not have got IPS or IFS. So it solves your question, and also doesn't make it quite visible to the examiner that okay, why you have put up so this service so down, right? So anyhow, this order you can decide. You want after IS, you want IFS, or you want IPS, or some people want IFS first, IPS. This is the order which is, it's your personal choice. Next is, and these are only suggestive in nature, rest depends upon your interest totally. I'm just telling you the trends, right? Now next is IRS, custom and excise. There used to be a time when IT used to be filled up before custom and excise. But now after the advent of GST, custom and excise job has become more people centric, right? More field job. And in custom excise, you can be posted on your airports also. You are tasked with your drug enforcement also. There is weapon training in customs. So it's quite a field job and very interesting job, right? You are regularly going on raids, right? You are in contact with industrialists, right? On the other hand, your income tax has now become more of a desk job because everything is digitalized now. You don't have much contact with the public, right? For GST you have, for custom excise you are still in contact with citizen. It's not purely a desk job. You're actually going on the field. So now custom has become, rest it's your choice. See, after three options or any job, what interests you most, you should be putting a number to that according to your interest. Something which is interesting to one person might not be interesting to the other person. So usually after the three important services, IAS, IPS and IFS, next you can fill your Indian Revenue Service custom and excise, right? Then IRS, IT. Again, although field exposure is less than your custom excise, but still it's a good job, interesting job. Then next comes is your IAAS, Indian and Account Services, Account and Audit Services. Now this is also a good job, right? The thing about audit and accounts is audit standards are similar world over. So a lot of foreign postings are also possible in IAAS, right? So in that way, it's good. Plus, it's just a general perk. Its training institution is very beautiful. It's located in Shimla in Himachal, right? So it's a good, chill, very, and these three services, they have a very good work-life balance. So if you're a person who wants a life-work balance, you don't want late nights, you don't want lot of field jobs, field postings, you don't want 24 into 7 job, but you want that you have some passion with your job. At the same time, your family life should also be balanced, right? So these three are a very good options, right? Now if even if you put IRS on the first point, it is okay, but you should be able to justify your option in case they ask it. Most of the time they don't, but in case they ask it that why have you put up IRS at the first position, you should be able to talk confidently about it, that this is the reason why I have put it on the first place, right? Now these are your important services, interesting services. Other services, see, if any service which we are talking about under UPSC, CSC, all of them have their own domains, own perks, own importance, right? Next selections will depend upon you. See, if you are interested or fascinated, or you want to work with the largest employer with Government of India, that is railways. So you can go for any of the railway services, right? But in case you feel that even if I get a lesser rank and I still want to have good enough number of powers, there's one service known as Indian Defence Estate Service, IDES. Now here you are like an IS officer in a cantonment area, right? So in cantonment area you have lot of powers. So you can go for that also. Then there are certain telecom service, postal service. These depend upon there are pros and cons of everything, whatever you feel. Then there is a group B service, DANIX and DANIPS. Now the good thing about these services, although you are a group B officer, right, and you will be posted in your Dadar and Nagar Haveli, and you will be like an IAS officer, you will be like an IPS officer, DANIX and DANIPS, but that will be a group B job. But the good thing is, after 5 years, sorry, after 10 years, you will be promoted to IAS and IPS, right? And you will be going in the AGMAT cadre, which is a good cadre, right? So I would say prefer for group A jobs. But after that, if you feel that no, I want to be in the civil administration, I want to be in the police services, this can be one of the choice, right? You can put it little above than railway service or postal service, right? Or your law services also there, IDLS is also there. That depends upon you. Some people are fixated because see, pay scales for group A, group B jobs are different. Your accommodation levels are different. Your promotions are different. But if you can spend 10 years, right, which is a very small time of period, right, and then you will be in the capital city, you will be in Delhi, you will be in Chandigarh, you will be in Assam. Agmat Qatar is very good, the lot of diversity. If you are okay with that, you should go. After these services, somewhere in between, because see, postal service, now it has taken again, it has become interesting because e-commerce websites have come, so India Post is being used now. So again there has been rise of the service. But again, if you are not interested in these desk jobs, although your work mostly will be on desk only after some time, but still you want some field interaction, some interaction with the citizens, so you can think about DANIX and DANIPS. But be careful, it's a group B job. First you will be you will be selected as a group B officer, not group A. Others are all group A officers, right? So this thing you should be remembering, right? Then with respect to your cadre, see, you, that is a total personal decision, because if I'll tell pros and cons, that will come across at something with regional feelings. Every state has its pros and cons, right? Every state has its good points also, bad points also. Most of you will be wanting to stay in your home state, right, which is very difficult. But first will be that group only. Then you can choose with respect to your states which have less political interference, right? More free hand is given to the civil servants. Like say for example, just giving an example, usually aspirants don't prefer West Bengal, it's highly politicized, you don't have much powers, so usually they don't fill that zone. But in case it comes IS is an IS, you can always get your home state deputation, right? You can get certain 5 years, 6 years. Say for example, one of the topper, if you know, Athar Amir, he is from Rajasthan cadre, but he is from JNK. For the last 5-6 years he served in Rajasthan. Last 5-6 years he is in your JNK cadre only, right? So you do get home state deputations also, there's no problem. But when you have a choice, try to think it in this manner. Then nowadays your Haryana cadre is preferred a lot, because Haryana has been growing, it's near Gurgaon is there in the NCR region, it is closer to NCR, so you make a lot of contacts. It's a prosperous state right now, GDP is very nice, right? So you can choose accordingly. Some people like adventurous jobs, so they go for UP cadre in IPS. So you can go. It's, see, at the end of the day, it's your personal choice. Being a police officer in UP is a very big task. If you're ready for it, if you like adventure in your life, go for it. Right? Nothing wrong. If you want that, I want a crime-free area. So cadre is totally your personal choice at the end of the day, where you want, because it's a live decision. You might be there for 5 years, 6 years in your home state, but at the end of the day, you have to realize that home state is something which will be permanent, right? Change in cadre happens only if your spouse, if you get married and your spouse has a different cadre, then you have a choice. You can choose between it. Otherwise, there is no choice for cadre change. Although all states, they're equal in nature, right? And there is lot of work, lot of interesting things you can do in every state. But just see what are your preferences. You want a very cool chill job balance, or you want something nearer to your home, or you want your home state, or you want some challenging state. This depends upon person to person. Every state has its own work style, your challenges, your pros. But one thing you have to remember, after 10 years of your job, you are mostly in the capital region. So if the capital city is good, then you will have a good time in your job. Rest of your first 10 years, you will be around the state, different districts. But once you are a senior officer, you usually are posted in your state capital. So if there is a person who is in Tamil Nadu cadre, after 10 years, he will be in Chennai. If somebody is from Telangana, he will be in Hyderabad. Right? So these things you can keep, that which capital city has better facility. So depends upon you. How do you want your life to look like? What gives you more satisfaction? Right? Same for your service category, same for your cadre. This is a very personal decision. I can give you pros and cons, but again, this has to be your final decision. Certain points I have told you that these things you should keep in mind, but at the end of the day, it has to be your personal decision. Yes.
Pondicherry Police Service.
Yeah, that comes in Danix and Danips only. Sorry, yeah, it comes in there only.
It's under DAN.
Yeah. So you can go for that. It's your choice at the end of the day. Lot of people will put Danix and Danips after Group A service. So at the end of the day, you have to decide for it, but be very careful while filling the form. Be very honest, right? Specifically when you will fill your DAF form after your prelim examination, when you clear prelim, because your interview will be totally on your DAF. Be careful about the particulars you fill. Be careful about your eligibility in your SC, ST or OBC, right? Gold medal in mathematics in my degree. Yes, you can write it. If you have achievement, you can write it. But yes, in interview they can ask you few questions. They'll not go much deep, but they will ask. I have spectacles. Should I upload? If you're wearing spectacles to the examination, I told you wear spectacles, but be careful that there is no glare in your spectacles, no flash in your spectacles. Should I give it in the VPF? Yes, you can give it. Aadhaar state update and you are an issue. Certificate, just see the validity. You can upload it. Recently, my state government issued this. Yes, caste certificate issued by Tehsildar is enough. Tehsildar and above. If there is any mismatch of any name, please go for that gazette notification. Right? 10th and Aadhaar if there is a discrepancy. Only these two certificates, right? Any other question, please?
Also, you said that gazette notification, how to proceed?
You have to give it in the newspaper. You might have seen in newspaper, or there are sometimes that my alias was this before, now I have changed the name. That is a gazette notification. So you can go for that. Right? But please be very, very careful. Give a good amount of 1 day into collecting the documents, going through the instructions, reading the form carefully. You can, this video will be uploaded on the channel. You can watch it. You can go to YouTube. A lot of other people have also talked about it. But I have covered almost all the points which are necessary. Rest we'll see, when mains DAF will come, then we'll discuss about that. So just be careful about this part. This is as important as preparing for prelim, right? Yes, any doubts?
What about payment of fees?
And that is for male candidates, that they'll give you an option for payment, right? Rest, if there is any issue, please text me on Telegram. Tell your name and tell your problem, or you can come from Monday to, I think this week I'll be present from Monday to Thursday or Friday at 4 p.m. Right? You can come and ask about any problem you are facing. Rest I have already told you the major things. Video will be uploaded with proper timestamps. You can just go and check whatever your doubt is. Right? Okay, we'll end the session here. Thank you so much and all the best.